On a recent trip to the Dollar Tree, I came across these framed mirrors that are gorgeous. I love the finish that they have. Now we are going to use the frame and the backing, but we're not going to need the mirror, so we're just going to throw that away. I'm going to use my little screwdriver to remove the little screw from the top and then just undo the little clips and remove everything. Now I am going to take the actual frame and we're going to paint it with this beautiful blue. I know you're probably yelling at me like, what are you doing? But listen, it does not go with the style that I'm going for, but you can leave it whatever color you want. I spray painted it, left it to dry, and now that it's dry, we're going to come back in and we're just going to cover the backing with this beautiful burlap style design from Dollar Tree. We're going to cut off a piece. Now it's extremely wrinkled because of how it was folded. So we are going to take care of that by spritzing it with water and then ironing it. Even just spritzing it with water and letting it air dry works really well. But I am going to iron it so that way it's nice and flat. All right, so then once it's ironed, we are going to make this nice and plush. I want this to be an earring or a note holder, whatever you want to use it for. So once it's dry, we are going to take the burlap and we're going to place it right over the backing. We're going to start hot gluing section by section. We're going to do one of the sides first. Then we're going to add some of the pillow stuffing right in the center. And then as I'm holding, I'm just going to add glue on each side and then carefully start to just attach it using the finger protector. And I'm going to do that until everything is attached. Now I am going to cut off the excess from the sides. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you do want it to be nice and close to the edge. That way it's going to fit back on the frame nicely. And I do want to remind you, if you do not have burlap fabric, it's okay. You can use any fabric you may have either at home or ones that you get at Dollar Tree or even at the thrift store. We're going to place everything back on the frame. So we're just going to push everything and make sure all the clips are attached and place that little screw right back on the top. We're going to distress the frame just to give it a little bit more of a beachy, weathered look. But again, do whatever you want and feels right to you. Although you can hang it from the little hanging hook in the back, I am going to add some white rope. Some of you don't like this, and that's okay. You can leave it out if you want. I'm going to knot both ends, and then we're just going to hot glue it to the sides rather than the back or the front. And we're going to use my wire cutters to cut it because it cuts really easy. Once hot glued, I decided like something was kind of missing, so I decided to place one of these little wooden pieces that I found recently at the thrift store. It has a starfish design, which goes great with the design. And I'm just going to paint it white because I feel like it's going to bring everything together with the rope, but also not blend in too much with the frame. So once it was completely painted and dried, I am going to distress it just a bit using my distress ink. And then once it's distressed to the amount that I like, I'm just going to sand it smooth to soften the distress and also give it a little bit of a distressed look. I'm going to hot glue it to the corner at the bottom, and then we're just going to place some cute earrings. I think this will make a great gift. You can also, again, use it as a note holder, but I think as earring holders is such a cute way to use it. Gorgeous frame. I love the color scheme, but what do you think of this one? I know it's controversial with painting the beautiful frame, but let me know down below. I'm so excited to partner up with Leanne once again and use their PixCut S1 printer and cutting machine. When I tell you that we have used this machine way more than once is so true. I love that in all-in-one machine, you can print and cut. Whether you're printing just photos or you want to print stickers and cut them, the machine can do it for you really easy. And I'm going to show you really quick how I use the printer and cutting tools to be able to cut 3 different types of stickers. The setup is really easy, and then you just go on their app. Now they have a ton of already made designs, or you can search for whatever design you are looking for. I want my kids to make custom Father's Day cards for their dad, so we're going to take these already made designs from their app and place them onto the canvas. I'm going to size them and move them around until I have all the stickers that I want. You can also pick your own pictures like this one. You can easily just use the AI already in the app to remove any background from your photo. Once you send them to the printer, it's gonna print and cut automatically. You don't have to do anything to it. It's so easy. These cute little tiny stickers I'm going to use to place inside of my Etsy orders when I ship them out, as well as these little round ones because these are mini size round designs that I have for larger peel and stick designs in my Etsy shop. So I'm going to finalize the cutting here for these stickers, and then I'm going to have my kids make their cards. I'm just using cardstock. It does not matter what paper you use, and they're so easy. You just peel them off and stick them. That's it. And what's so fun is if you use pictures from your own gallery, your own camera, it is so fun to see them in sticker format. The kids had a blast, and I use them for my Etsy orders, as I mentioned, and they are so easy, a cute little way to promote other designs with little effort and expense. And it's not just for stickers, my friends. You can print your own photos at home easily and so inexpensively. Just let the machine do its thing. It won't cut as stickers, but you do have to remove the little tabs. But that's it, so easy. And the best part is that you today can get a 15% discount by simply clicking on the link down in the description box. So take advantage. You're going to love this printer just like I do. Check it out. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we are going to take one of the wood rounds from Dollar Tree, remove the jute string, and we're going to paint it black. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is because we're going to place a calendar page over it, and I do not want to see the calendar lines behind the design. So if you've painted black, it's not going to see. All right, so then we're going to set it to the side, and we're going to start painting some of these wood slices, also from Dollar Tree. I'm going to take 3 of them, and we're going to make a little bee with it. So the first step is you want to paint all the pieces in a yellow. This is not really the exact yellow I was going for, but in the end, it worked out. The board is dry, so now I'm going to add a layer of Mod Podge, and we are going to set it to the side to let it fully dry. In the meantime, we are now going to take this 2023 calendar that I still have here at home, and I'm just going to use a bee-themed page, this one. And this is the one we're going to use right on top, but we want to make it circular, so I'm going to use this bowl, and I'm going to trace it and then cut it. This is going to be smaller than the wood round, and that's okay because it's going to create a nice frame, and we're also going to add extra color to the edges, so stay tuned for that. All right, so we're moving on to the little bee we're making. All the pieces are dry, so I'm going to make the body of the bee by making some black stripes and dry brushing some white paint onto what will be the wings. This is going to be so adorable. Wait until you see it. Letting that dry. Now that the Mod Podge is dry, we are going to iron on the design right in the center, and then we're going to use parchment paper to protect it. This is where I started to kind of trying to remake the yellow that's on the barn. I did okay, I guess. It's not perfect, but once I had a yellow that I liked, I'm just going to kind of give it a dry brush technique. Now, once I started applying this one, it was way too neon. So I'm just going to layer the more orangey one on top. And I think in the end, it looks well. You got to tell me though. Let me know in the comments. Once I kind of had it where I wanted, once I removed it, I was like, okay, I need to do something with the actual edge of the paint. So I'm just going to grab a clean brush and I'm just going to start blending it in. And it kind of distressed towards the design and it actually looked really well. But you can also add ribbon to this or rope, whatever you want. All right, everything is dry with the little bee pieces. So we're going to hot glue the wings and add one black bead as the head right on top. How stinking cute. We're going to add some florals, although it's not needed. I'm going to add a larger yellow one and then some white ones to kind of give it a little bit more texture. The ribbons we're using are yellow and black to go with the design. We're just going to loop it like an awareness ribbon, scrunch it in the middle, and we're going to do the same thing with the yellow one. We're going to make it a little smaller, and then we're going to stack them on top of each other, and we're going to tie it in the center with some more ribbon. Now, I like cutting my ribbons in a dovetail kind of look, but you can do whatever style you want. And then we're going to do that on all 4 of the ribbons. We're going to hot glue it at the top. Now, I know some of you are going to say you're covering the sign. Yes, but we're working with a calendar page here. So it's going to cover it. I wish it didn't, but it did. I added some greenery in between the ribbons, and I think it looks so pretty. And then we're going to add the bee right there. How cute. I added a couple extra little flowers right in the center of the bow. And we're going to add leftover yellow ribbon to the back using hot glue and tape. That way it's not going to fray, it's going to hold. And I think this one is stunning. I don't know about the yellow on the edge, okay? I'm going to be honest, but I think it works. It works. Let me know though. I'd love to know what you think down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we're going to take a square board, also of course from Dollar Tree. We're going to remove the jute string, and this one we're going to sand. It's very rough to the touch, especially on the edges. So we're going to focus on the edges and then dust it really well. I'm going to use my glove here because we are going to stain the board using Antiquing Wax by Waverly. You don't have to stain it. This was just preference, but I wanted to have that darker undertone on this piece. So we're going to do one coat on the top and we're going to let it fully dry. Once dry, we're going to sand it just a little bit to distress it and smooth it out and dust it really well. We're going to bring in some tape. Now I am going to add this stencil here just a little bit, but I'm going to dry fit it to make sure I know where I want to place the tape. I'm going to place them in horizontal lines because this is going to be the stripes of what will look like American flag, and this will be the white and red stripes. Once I have the tape where I want it, then I'm going to start painting them. I'm going to start with the red one, and I'm purposely doing a sloppy job because I wanted to keep a distressed look, and I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to remove the tape, and we're going to add the blue one at the top, just to leave the red to dry out. And then we're going to take the tape again and we're going to tape over the red lines and we're going to create white ones. But first we're going to do the blue. So we're just going to do again a sloppy coat of blue paint to give it that distressed look, and we're going to let it dry. We're going to stencil the stencil. This one I've had for such a long time. It is from a maker studio and it is one of those like reusable sticky stencil, and we're just going to use white paint. And it looks so cute. Now that the red stripes are dry, like I said earlier, we're going to place tape over them and we're going to do the white portion once again with a distressed look. For the stars, I'm going to use a stencil that I have from Essential Stencil. It's meant to go on a round sign, but I'm going to align it to where it covers that area nicely. And then we're just going to stencil it. That's it. Really easy. Very little paint on your brush and do a round and around technique, and it works great. All right, we are going to use rope again, and I'm going to do the faux knot technique. So we're going to do a couple of knots, remove the excess from the top and the bottom, and then we're going to cut an extra piece. This is what we're going to do to hang it. It's going to make it look like it's hanging from the knot, but it's not. All right, so we're going to distress the piece a little bit more. So we're just going to start with the edges, kind of work our way in just to kind of see what I like, and then distressing everything else as needed. And as always, you don't have to distress it. If you don't like it, go ahead and leave it the way it was. I am going to spray the top of it with a top coat. This is by Mod Podge. It's not glue though, it's a top coat, and this is just going to seal everything in. We're going to place the knots right over the little holes that were already there, and then directly behind we're going to hot glue the rope and we're going to tape it. We tape it because we do not want it to fray. So we're going to do that on both sides, and that's it. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful and such an easy craft. You just need tape, paint, and then a stencil if you have one. But I love it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we're going to take another of the square boards and we are going to remove the jute string again. And again, we got to sand down those edges because they are rough. I don't understand. Anywho, we're going to sand everything, dust it really well, and we're going to add a layer of Mod Podge. I should have painted it black, but I forgot. I did. And that's okay. The calendar page we're going to use, you're not going to see the lines so much because we're going to cover it a bit. So you're going to see here in just a minute. All right, we're going to use this 2023 beach themed calendar. I have used this so many times. You could tell that it's been falling apart, but we're going to use this one with the nice, cute little fishing boat, and we're going to place it towards the bottom. Once the Mod Podge was dry, we're going to iron it once again using my parchment paper, and then we're going to sand down the edges to remove the excess paper, which was not much, but it was a little bit. We'll do that all around, making sure that it's removed and smooth. At the top, we're going to paint it in this blue. I believe this is from a Dollar Tree paint, but we are going to paint it. You're not going to see a lot of it. We just don't want it to be in that natural wood tone. And I did kind of dry brushed it towards the sky, and I think it looked great. I found this little fishing net at Dollar Tree, and at first I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it, but this is the perfect craft to use it for. You can use this on wreaths as well, and I think it's great. I wasn't quite sure how it was going to work out though. So here I am just opening it up. I cut about half of it off, And now I'm just going to shape it. I'm going to speed it up because here I'm just kind of working with it, see what I have, how it's going to look. So once I have it scrunched up towards the top, kind of angled to one side, I'm thinking, how am I going to attach this? Well, I'm just going to use a stapler. I was afraid it was going to go through, and it did a little bit. So we're going to cover that up with hot glue in here just a minute. We're just going to staple as needed towards the top and the sides, and then in the middle so that the rope or the string kind of stays put. We're just going to add a little hot glue, and that worked really well actually. We're going to add some seashells and this sand dollar. We're going to add it in the corner and just kind of like everywhere because it's a fishing net. So I thought it was appropriate, and I didn't have any fishies, but I think it would have looked cute to have one. Once I have them there, I decided to add some greenery. This is going to make it look like seaweed, or at least I was hoping to. I think it looks good. I'm just going to add it towards the sand dollar and then a couple on the opposite side, again, just to add that kind of seaweed look. We're going to flip it over and we're going to add a little hot glue where those staples kind of poked through. It wasn't all of them, and it was very, very tiny, but we're going to make sure it's not going to poke anyone. All right, we're going to add rope to the back, hot glue it and tape it again so it doesn't fray like this. I'm going to show you. See, it'll just start fraying and it's just not going to look pretty. So some tape does the work. How cute is this? Oh my word, I love everything about it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I have another video here for you with tons more of Dollar Tree DIY crafts inspiration. Check it out. Thank you, Leanne, for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to check out that link in the description box. And tomorrow, their Prime Days begin on Amazon, so don't forget to check them out there as well. Have a blessed day. Bye.